Don't they know you're never supposed to read a woman's diary? Come on now, that's just basic knowledge. Did you know that doctors are some of the hardest people to get to come to testify at trial? They will find every excuse in the book to avoid a subpoena. It's a great day for a great day. My name is Sydney Rushing. I'm a criminal defense attorney in the state of Michigan. And let's just jump right back into this day 5 recap continuation. Because of course we needed one because there was 14 witnesses. Witness number 27 was called to the stand after lunch, and that was Dr. Jillam Biswas. She's a forensic psychiatrist, and she met with Lindsay while she was at Brigham and Women's Hospital. During that time, Lindsay was still intubated, so they communicated with her writing. She described her as saying she seemed very anxious and like her mood, like that she was like horrified. She said she wrote things down like, are my legs straight? Do I have an attorney? Is my body broken? She also wanted to know if she could have visitors. Her job specifically was to look at Lindsay Clancy's suicidality before she had surgery. She said that she did not see active symptoms of a psychotic disorder. On cross-examination, she was asked pretty heavily about her experience in treating psychosis, and the doctor said that the illness can present itself differently in different patients. She clarified that her meeting with Lindsay was about 20 to 30 minutes in length, and that she did see in her report that she had postpartum anxiety. She didn't recall seeing that Lindsay hadn't slept for 48 hours and doesn't recall Lindsay asking another doctor if her brain was broken. Said she would be concerned as a doctor about homicidal ideation and that she was aware that Lindsay was in an event. The defense also pressed her on like what she knew about her treatment so far in the hospital and all of those things, and she basically was kind of like, I was concerned about her going into surgery and that part of it. She also said that she didn't know if she had all the records, but she talked about the records that she did have. When asked about Lindsay saying, do I have a lawyer? She basically said that Lindsay was exhausted. And to finalize that cross-examination out, the defense had her basically confirm that Lindsay was not focused on much of anything in her current state of exhaustion. She was then thanked and excused. Now, the next few witnesses I can fly through because they were very short. Witness number 28 was Robert Flynn. He's a patrol sergeant with the Duxbury Police Department. During the time of the incident, he was a detective. He remembers a call coming in, lots of screaming, and he was told basically about a mother who apparently unalived her kids. They talked about what he saw when he did a sweep of the house, which included food on the couch, basically suggesting that young children live there. Obviously. He did say that Patrick Clancy was at the house at the time, but then Patrick Clancy left to go to the hospital while he was still at the house. The defense had no cross-examination, so he was thanked and excused. Witness number 29 was Sergeant Mark Ferrioli, who is with the Massachusetts State Police. He basically was in charge of taking the specimens from Lindsay Clancy, blood and urine, to the crime lab technician. And witness number 30, Leah O'Connell, was called to the stand. Now, she is a crime lab tech with the Massachusetts State Police. Her testimony was pretty narrow and basically focused around how samples are handled in a criminal investigation and what the process they go through and things like that. Witness number 31 was Massachusetts State Police Captain Don Santos. He was a detective on Lindsay's case at the time, and he went through all the evidence that he got. Discussed some of the notebooks that he found up in the corner of a closet. The prosecutor then moved those into evidence. They also found discharge paperwork that had medications and when she was supposed to take them. And then also he got asked about why he didn't search like the nightstand in the room. She's obviously asking him, trying to find more stuff, right? And he said that basically somebody else was searching it. It wasn't like his job to do it. Also described like what the process is and the procedure is for searching crime scenes and how they do it. On cross-examination, he was asked why these things that he sees, the books and things, were relevant to the case. And he basically said that there was a detective lieutenant who was running the case and telling them what to search and what to take. So basically he was taking the blame off himself. And then the last witness of the day, witness number 32, Corey Mello, who is with the Massachusetts State Police, was called to testify. He was at the Clancy home after the incident as part of a search warrant. And as he was going through picking up a few things, he picked up a phone, a laptop, and some of the exercise bands. And then what they did is they had all the evidence back at the office, and then he reviewed some of her journals. And the sections that the prosecutor chose to read is wild to me because it helps her in no way at all. One of the ones talked about how, she had let Callan cry for an hour straight and that, it almost killed her not intervening. In that writing, she also said that she told Pat that she wanted to unalive. Another entry, she said that she felt overwhelmed trying to take care of 3 kids and that she feels like she's drowning every day, as does most working mothers with children, even non-working mothers who have to take care of 3 kids because, oh my gosh, being a mother and taking care of kids is a job in and of itself. There was one of the entries that was dated for November 18th. She was stressing about how she's like just not able to keep up and that she felt like her brain was trying to make her think that there's something physically wrong with her. Then they went through 2 more journals that he had taken and examined. And then after a brief cross-examination, he was released from the stand. And that is it. That is the 14 witnesses that took place on Monday, on a Monday, 14 witnesses. That is just beyond me. And they were important witnesses. They were the doctors who treated them. This was the psychiatrist. This was the journals. It was a lot. That is a lot for the jury to take in, remember, and be able to just recall when they need it. But if you made it through both videos, you a real one. Thanks for being here. Thanks for following along. And here's the question of the day. Do you think this prosecutor understands what her job is at this point? Or do you think she is just losing everybody at this point? Let me know in the comments.